To Mike 07.
Hi, Frank, A6S.
Good evening, Frank.
You sound a little better, Frank.
I'm breathing better. Well, Mike, he done beat the snot out of me, so no more snot plugging me up.
Hey, Frank, just for quickies, we went back to the 40M2 Mini and we ran it with the same numbers exactly that's in the one that we've been working on, and it ran fine. So we know we have an error in that program, but we can take the 40M2 Mini. He copied it over to another file name. We can use it, and it works fine, and it gave us the right numbers and everything. So there's something we still, and he couldn't find it, I couldn't find it. We tried a lot of different things to try and find out why the hairpin wasn't connected and so on. But anyway, it looks like we can just start with get modeling in the 20-meter stuff. Over.
Yeah, okay, very good.
We did correct a few other little things, but we didn't find the main things. I see you had already put the C lines in there.
Okay, Aaron and you kind of doubled it. I got something, see something, and nothing else.
I said I saw you put the C lines in there already, but and it was already connecting at those right points. But it's the same. It almost looks identical to the one, the 40M2 Mini, obviously, as it should. But there's something wrong because it comes out all screwed up. Anyway, I hear CW in the background. Let's continue. Sorry for the delay, guys. K6MYC. Let me see who the CW was. Break, Richard. We got it. Roger, 249. Thank you, Richard.
And we are live on the internet, K6USY 1079 and Bozo 1100.
1100 in there as well. Okay, thank you.
And just FYI, Mike, just because I gotta say it, I can't help myself, but no, that was the
area Mike
was going to do. There were no C lines in the file we were working on, so I'm not sure what's going on there, but I think you guys were in the wrong file.
Well, we went to the one you told me to go to.
Yeah, I know, but I had not. That was the last thing we discussed is, yeah, maybe we have to put those back in to make that connect. And I said, okay, that's a project for tomorrow, and that's where we called it quits. Over.
Okay, well, we got a lot of models, none of which work except the original one. So the original one works. We can look it over if we want to spend the time, or we can just take off and go with it, because the 40-meter part is working fine. Over.
Roger.
Okay. I hear you, Mike. WA6AAJ, and I'm not sure where I'm pointed here. I'm pointed north, so I probably should come around. Oh, no, I don't know where the hell I'm pointed. I'm on the moon bounce array here. I'm pointed at 300, so let me come down to the South Valley here.
7 Kilo Golf 6, Charlie Echo Fox, 982.
982, we hear you, Daryl. Good evening.
Good evening.
Kilo 6, Victor Bravo Golf.
971.
Contact.
Go ahead.
K6VBG, W6BVS. Good evening, Dave. We want to talk about tarps.
Come on along anytime you'd like.
How about tomorrow afternoon?
How about tomorrow afternoon? Just fine.
Is it raining?
Good. I'll see about swinging by there after I get done down at Mike's. Catch you later. Thank you, sir. W6BBS, back to net.
Is it raining up there?
Just K6VBG. Anytime, Frank.
Is it raining up there?
No, it rained for
cold,
15 minutes and then it kind of...
just enough to settle the dust, to kind of put a little crust on the ground, and it was still just lightly kind of misty, sprinkly kind of stuff, nothing serious when I came in. Over.
Okay, it was a big double. What'd you say, Dave?
I said it only sprinkled for a few minutes. Then it kind of went away. Yeah, then it went away.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, we had the same thing here. I thought it was just a warning shot like we normally get in the afternoon, but the big shot never came in, but it may still make it. That was a warning shot. We got a few sprinkles here, wet the concrete a little bit, and that was it. Okay. Very good. I believe I'm pointed south now.
few sprinkles here, too.
Okay. N6SWR, Ben, are you there?
Q1, over. Huge double. Go again, Rob.
Yeah, I was checking in with Mike, KM6SRR, number 432, and I said Rick, old Bozo 61 was in there, and I just heard him come after I quit there. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Rick. KB6RQU, go ahead.
Hi, good afternoon there, K6MYC, KB6RQU, and the group. We've been hanging around a little bit and trying to warm up the airwaves, over.
Okay, well, you're doing good. A little fluttery, but I may not be pointed right at you. Just to check out the system here, I'm running the moon bounce array again tonight because we have Russ, K6KLY, coming down for the weekend, and he'll be moon bouncing with the system all weekend, and I want to make sure it was working. That seems to be okay. Running about 11 or 1200 out here at the moment. So there you go. Good evening, Rick, and maybe we can listen. And I think I did hear N6SWR in there, Ben, but you got kind of smothered with all the local chatter here. So let me shoot it back to Rick, and then we'll pick you up again. KB6RQU, Lake Isabella, DMO5, K6MYC in the Bozo Net, over.
Yeah, KB6RQU there. And mixed you guys again there on 6 meters. I got out here about 7 o'clock, and I kind of gave up after about close to 9:30 there. You must have had a long net there, over.
On what band?
6 meters.
No, we were done way before 9:30, I think. Rob called down that way, and then I went down that way. Rob, what time was it when you pointed toward Rick?
I don't know. I didn't write it in my log here.
That's weird, Rick, because I listened for you, but I think I pointed the antenna down there at the end of the net. As Rob was calling you, I pointed the antenna down because I wanted to finish up with it pointed south there, but I don't remember exactly. But Rob called, and we started 6 meters at about 8:15, maybe 8:20, which we should have easily covered and finished by 9:30 or before. So I'm pretty sure we were done way before 9:30.
Okay. Well, it's a big deal. I just didn't get back in and all, and I didn't hear anybody but you.
Oh, you did hear me, though, huh?
Oh, yeah. I can hear you in different locations where you play. Sometimes I do hear you.
Okay. Well, look, I'll get the log. I'll get Judy in here in a minute, and we'll put you down on the 6 meter thing as if you had checked in. Sorry we missed you somehow there.
Yeah, that's okay there. We'll try again next time.
And again, we'll look for you tomorrow night as well. We'll start in your direction again, as we always do on 432, over.
Roger, roger.
Contact.
Okay, contact.
This is KG6USS, Bozo 831 here in High Desert, looking for chickens up your way there, Mike.
Okay, KG6USX 831, K6MYC, Bozo 47. Over to you, Rob.
How you doing, John? KD6USS, KM6SR, number 432, over.
Got the 437, I'm sorry, 47 and 432. And you guys are really sounding good up here at High Desert tonight.
Yep, you're booming in here as normal. Anybody else want to talk to him? How about you, Frank?
Yeah, I doubt I hear him. This is Whiskey 6 Bravo Bravo Sierra, Whiskey 6 Baker Baker Sugar, number 7272, over.
Uh-oh. I hear him, but I'm not able to pick him out. What was the relay?
72727272, over.
Okay, got the 7272.
Roger, 73.
Okay, we got you on the log there, bud. Thanks for checking in. Anybody else up there on the Central Coast or in the valley there? Bozo 831 here in the High Desert looking for the check-in.
Yeah, Bozo 61, KB6RQU.
Hey, got you under 61. How's Lake Isabella?
It's finally cooling off.
Yeah, I got to get up there and go fishing one of these days, but I don't know. Yeah, I've been trying real hard to get out and go fishing this year, but I'm going to have to do some real tall talking there, copy.
Hey, copy on that. Very good. I'll let you go and you take care of your net there. 73s.
Able 6 Sugar, AA 6 Sierra, number 800, AA 6S, over. Roger. AA 6 Sierra, number 800, QSL 73s. A little bit of QSB up and down, but your Q is copyable most of the time here. AA 6S, over.
Okay, Greg, I got you. Yeah, I'm a little bit, plans are a little bit northwest, not quite north, but northwest. So, I'm kind of scattering the whole area out there.
How about you, Mike?
Down here, whether you're northwest or wherever you are. 73s, able 6 Sugar, number 800 in Visalia.
AAJ, go.
All right, anybody else want to get into something tonight?
What's this called?
8KG6, Uniform Sugar.
KG6, Uniform Sugar. This is Whiskey Alpha 6, Alpha Juliet, Delta Mike 06, 727, over.
Copy 727, thanks for checking in there, man.
All right, thank you, appreciate it. 73.
Roger. What are you at? What's your South Alpha Julie? What's your QTH?
QTH is Clovis, over.
Okay, got you in Clovis. Oh, wow. I'm an old truck driver. 99 was one of my favorite rides there, you know. So, first thing that came out of my mouth was Mama Papa Bakersfield.
Yeah, we're about a half hour due east of 99 and Herndon, over.
I know the area well. All right, thank you for checking in there. We got.
Did you get him, Rob?
Yeah, I got him.
Okay. I'm looking for Ben. Ben, are you here? We had a lot of traffic. N7, N6SWR. Are you here, Ben? Over.
Stand by, Mike. K6MI is working him.
Mike, I heard somebody trying to come back to me with the outline number, but I'm not picking it up.
Okay,
Oh, there we go. We got the careful there. I'll get your call sign on the web there after this. So thanks for checking in with the side of Wednesday night, Southern California, Bozo Net. Mike, I'm going to back out here and go on all the way up here. I got a good breakfast before I got here in my junction quarter.
Roger, John. We probably doubled you up. KM6SR, standing by.
Yeah, he kind of said, Mike, he's done with us up here for you to go on.
Yeah, I'm just trying to see. Has anybody heard Ben N6SWR yet? Over. N6SWR, N6 Sugar Whiskey Radio, K6MYC, and Rick. If hopefully you're still around tomorrow, we want to work you on 432. Bozo 61, KB6RQU, tomorrow on 432. Rick, over.
I should be here, Mike.
Roger. Look forward to it. Thank you. And I'm glad to hear that you got something for that radio that you had set up here. Over.
Hey, Roger's on that, and thank everybody for what they've done. Over.
Roger. Okay, N6SWR, anybody? Anybody else? K6MYC, Bozo Net, Central Valley, San Joaquin Valley, and thereabouts. Over.
56 Lima Alpha Delta. 56 Lima Alpha Delta.
Okay, KG6 Lima Alpha Delta, I believe I copied. K6MYC, Mike, Bozo 47. Where are you located? Over.
Whiskey 6 Lima Alpha Delta. Bozo number 1154 in Visalia.
Okay, very good. I remember you, but you just haven't checked in very often there. 1154, and refresh my memory on the handle. Over.
Yeah, Whiskey 6 Lima Alpha Delta. Name here is Ian, India Alpha November. I'm still working on getting an antenna that's horizontally polarized, so I haven't checked in very often.
Okay, no problem.
You're loud across town, Ian, AA6S.
KE6VON 1040.
KE6VON, good evening, Adam. How are you doing?
Oh, fighting with a window regulator on my car right now, trying to get that changed and get a couple things done on this thing before we head out tomorrow afternoon.
Oh, you're going out for a couple of weeks of vacation. Where are you going?
Say again, I doubled.
I said you're going for a couple of weeks of vacation, and where are you going again?
Gone for 1 week, Italy. We'll be back next Thursday.
Italy, okay, Italy. Bonaventura.
Oh, yeah. So, should be a good trip.
Okay. Arrivederci.
I'm going to go back fighting with this thing. I'll be listening in the background. KE6VON.
Alrighty. Anybody else? K6MYC, Bozo Net, before we go to Atascadero.
KK6ZKE70409.
Okay, 1009. KJ6, God, I can't remember the call, Ron. And we also got you in there, Terry. KK6ZKE704, right, Terry?
Roger that, 704.
Ron, go ahead, give me your number again, 1009, right?
That is correct. Kilo Juliet 6, Tango Yankee Oscar, 1009.
Okay, we got you. You're weaker tonight. Maybe I'm not pointed right. I am on a different antenna. This is the moon bounce array, and I'm not used to hearing some people to the south of me because I do have a hill called Hildreth Hill. Hildreth Hill. It's about 600 feet higher than I am, right? Starts in my backyard and starts upward, so it's due south of me. So if you're in that area, that may be why I'm having trouble with you. I can hardly hear John tonight. I did hear him, but just barely. KE6MI. Anyway, good evening, Ron. Anybody else want to say hi to Ron and Adam and all?
Sure. Moving in here, so that's usually when I try to get you.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you for that. Anybody else want to say hello to Ron? How about you, Aaron? Rob?
Sure. How you doing, Ron? KJ6TYO, KM6SRR.
KM6SR. How you doing, Rob? And good evening to you. And I'll let you guys carry on there with this net, and I'll jump over there and get ready for that 10-meter net. And I follow along here on my computer with all the call signs, so I got to keep that up to date there. So, all right, gentlemen, take care. Have a good one. KJ6TYO 1009.
Yeah, thanks, Ron. Thanks for checking in. Good to hear you.
Hey, Adam, KE6VON, KM6SRR. My wife's over in England right now, and she's going to be going to France in a couple of days, so I'll have her give you a shout across the pond there, over.
Yeah, wave big. Adam's working in the background on a window, so he may have heard you, but he probably couldn't get back in time.
Yeah, that's fine. I didn't need a response. I just wanted to let him know he's not going to be alone over there from this area, over.
There you go.
Somebody call me?
Yeah, Ron. Rob was just saying you're not going to be alone over there. His wife's going to be in England and France, I guess. Go ahead, Rob.
Yeah, she's been in England a couple of days, and then going to go to France in another day or two. So I was telling her to give you a shout, over.
I'll copy that. Yeah, I'll wave at her from across the pond, I guess.
Roger. Okay, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Go ahead.
Yeah, copy, no worries. KE6 going.
All right, anybody else? Terry, let me take it down to you. You had only a short little, yes, that's my number. Go ahead, Terry.
Well, not much happening there. Just going back and forth with the skin doctor for entertainment.
Oh, that's always fun. I've got a big bandage on my wrist from a piece of meat they took out of my arm. Listen, just as a note, have any of you guys, and this is not exciting new news, it's new to a lot of people, but it's not being talked about very much, about all the drones that have been flying. They're big drones the size of small Cessna aircraft flying over all the air bases on the East Coast. Has anybody heard about that? They cannot shoot them down. There was some kind of an executive order that prevents them from shooting them down or tracking them, which is crazy, but that's what's going on right now, and it's got me nervous. Over. Nobody's heard anything about it yet. I was hoping Kerry would pop in here. KC5D to you, Terry? Kerry? No Kerry tonight. Okay. Well, guys, keep an ear on it. It was a big news on KMJ from 9 to noon today. They talked all about it, but it's kind of scary when you can't, when our own military can't even chase these drones out of the sky that are flying over and taking pictures and maps of our air bases and our military bases. Not good. Worse than the balloon thing.
Hey, Mike.
Yeah, go ahead.
You know, thinking about this, I believe they were talking about an incident that had happened sometime in the last year, and that nothing had been done, and this guy got, involved in it and found out that the reason nothing got done was because of, like I was telling you, you can't shoot down the drones over the U.S. soil, blah, 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 blah. I don't think it was the actual drone flying happened real recently. This is something that happened a while back, and this is in the aftermath of that. Over.
Okay. Well, I didn't hear the original broadcast. You did when he had the guy that went to KMJ and talked about it. So that may be the case, but seems like it still should be a fairly big deal. Now or never. Now or whenever it happened. It's funny we didn't hear about it when it did happen. Okay, thanks for that, Frank.
Carry on, sir. Good evening.
Okay, I'm going over to Atascadero. Here we go.
Did I hear Pat in there? W6PMD, KM6SRR. Is that baseball pitch and Pat on the airways there? KM6SR listening. He's not hearing us, Mike. Go ahead.
Well, I don't hear him at all, but I was turned away, but I didn't even hear him when I was turned toward him when you first called there. So who knows? Maybe he turned away also.
Yeah, I think he turned away. He's pretty loud, though.
Well, he can get loud sometimes on a peak. Yeah, okay. Well, let's see if Ron is there. Ron, are you there this evening? W6QUI in the group, K6MYC, 2-meter Bozo Net. KN6EIV at Atascadero. KB6WRW, Paso Robles. How about you, Bill?
W6QUI, W6QUI, A6S.
I don't hear him, Bill. let's see if Tom was over there. KW6 Sugar, K6MYC.
K6MYC, KW6S 610.
There you are, big and loud. Go ahead.
Yeah, I just grabbed the headset here when I heard you. You didn't give me much warning tonight. I was listening, and I wasn't hearing too much until you came on here. But, yeah, I'm recovering from a bunch of antenna assembly work today and otherwise enjoying life.
Oh, good deal. Yeah, it was a nice day here, too. Very, very pleasant, 80, probably about 82, 83, same as yesterday. Very nice weather. Little sun. We had a little tiny sprinkle of rain about 3 o'clock, give or take. Rained real lightly for a few minutes, wet the ground a couple of places, wet the concrete. I didn't see anything change in the ground, didn't see anything dripping off the roof or anything, but I had one patch of concrete that's been glossed and surfaced hard, and it doesn't accept any water. So it goes black immediately or dark gray when all the other concrete around it doesn't even show the water over.
Yeah, I never felt anything. The guy on the tower got soaked in just kind of a drizzly mist, but not down around on the ground where I was. So I had the good duty. He had the cold and wet and windy.
Okay, very good. Well, let's see if Lee is in here this evening. How about it, Lee? You've been really regular lately and a very nice signal as well. Alpha Foxtrot 6 United with KW6S, K6MYC.
K6MYC, KW6S, America Fox 6 United. Yes, I'm here tonight. Nothing new going on my end. I will say tomorrow is supposed to be pretty windy coming up here, and maybe even windier overnight. So if I don't make 432 tomorrow night, it's because I chickened out and had to take the antenna down.
Okay. Are you expecting a big wind?
Yeah, they're saying, well, anytime the wind gets over 20 miles an hour here, I start to get nervous because, again, I don't have guy wires on that big pole. So, yeah, it gets dicey out there. But, yeah, they're saying we could get winds here, 25 in the higher elevations. It's like up to 45, 50 miles an hour possibly. We're getting an offshore flow tomorrow. So yeah, I'm a little bit concerned. So if I don't make 432 tomorrow night, I'll catch you down the road, maybe on 2 meters on Sunday. There, go ahead.
Hey.
Go ahead.
Hey, I hate to interrupt what's going on here, but right before you called Tom, there was it sounded like a Kilo Delta 6 or something came on and gave us call and said testing. Was there somebody else trying to check in a Kilo Delta 6 or something over? And I didn't recognize him, but it was loud. Maybe it was a new member or something. I don't know, but I don't hear him now. It was pretty loud then, just one time. Over.
It was just before Tom came in, or when?
Yeah, it was just right before you keyed down to call Tom, and I was about to key down and respond to that guy or tell you that he was there, and then you called Tom, and I've been sitting waiting to see if he came in again, and I don't hear him trying again.
Where were you appointed?
At Tom.
Okay. Well, was there another station that wanted to check in? We've got KW6S in Santa Cruz. We got KE Alpha Foxtrot 6 United in near Watsonville, K6MYC. Was there somebody else over that way? Over.
285.
95. What was that? 285. Okay, we got you. We're going to come up your way in just a second. Jim, hang on a second. Got you 285 logged in here. Stand by. Okay, anyway, back to you, Lee, and then you can shoot it to Tom for a final. Okay, on your possibility of not being there. We'll blame it on Mother Nature and say you were in bed with Mother Nature or you weren't, one or the other, over.
Yeah, it's probably more like she kicked me out of bed, right? You know? So anyway, yeah, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it, and I'll turn it back over to Tom at this point. K6MYC, KW6S, AF6 United. Back to you, Tom.
Well, very good, Lee. Yeah, I should be here tomorrow night, and if we don't hear you, I'll hold down the fort. And otherwise, not much going on here. We're taking granddaughter over to Happy Hollow in San Jose area tomorrow, and going to enjoy time with the granddaughter. AF6U, K6MYC, KW6S.
Okay, very good, Tom. Happy Hollow. Where is that? I remember the name, but I don't think I was ever there with the kids or anything.
You know, I don't know where it is. I have been there, and I have no idea where it is. It's on Story Road somewhere, and we're going to let Google Maps get us there.
Well, good for you. You can trust Google Maps for something most of the time. Huh? Google is somewhat questionable in some other areas. All right, thanks, Tom, 7-3. And we'll talk to you tomorrow. And good evening to you, Lee, as well. Okay, let me go up to the Bay Area a little bit more here. Bay Area, go ahead, Jim, and give me a chatter, and I'll peek on you. Go ahead, KWB6JNN, K6MYC.
Yeah, K6MYC, WB6JNN, Willie Baker 6, Juliet, November, number 285, and Happy Hollow is on Story Road and around 10th Street area. I'm not sure where the entrance is these days. I think it's maybe on 9th or 7th or something like that. But anyway, it's not that hard to find, and I used to hang out in that area because the Bible college used to be over right next to that area on 11th Street, basically. So, anyway, the point is, in the south of San Jose State, near the stadium area for San Jose State as well. All right, so WFC I heard in here calling earlier, so he's probably still around, and your signal was only about an S6, but probably by now you got peeked up on me, WB6JNN.
Yeah, I'm pretty close, Jim. Well, who was the other station you said was in earlier?
Oh, Mike. Is it Mike? Yeah, I think it's Mike. WFC.
Whiskey Foxtrot Charlie. Okay, I'll put 775 down. Very good. And okay, on the location of Happy Hollow, not too far from San Jose State and the stadium there. I'm sure he'll find it with Google. If Google can't find Happy Hollow, they don't deserve to be in business. What did I hear about Google buying, was it Google that bought a complete nuclear plant?
I have no idea.
Well, I guess they need it to run their new AI facility. They're going to use a lot of power for their AI, or?
Well, I've seen their facility on a map in some small town in the Midwest, and it's a huge power plant.
Yeah, I heard something about it. I guess they bought it. Hopefully they'll share the power a little bit with other people. Anyway, thanks for that. I guess you didn't get any flights in today, so we'll look forward to hearing from you tomorrow, and I guess you aren't going to fly anything until you have something without broken wings, huh?
Well, I have one I could fly. It was too windy today, and I had to take my wife down for a sudden doctor's appointment today, so my morning was shot, and that's when the low wind is. But I do have my telescope in the backyard automatically collecting some nebula out there. WB6JNN.
Okay, very good. Very good. Sorry about the wife and the doctor's appointment in a hurry. That doesn't sound good.
Comment?
Go ahead.
Okay, you got my interest there with that Google buying a nuclear reactor. I just couldn't believe that, so I Googled it, of all places. Yeah, there's a dozen stories right off the first page. Google said it has agreed to buy 500 megawatts of power from 6 to 7 reactors, which is smaller than the output of today's nuclear reactors. So they're buying the power from 6 to 7 reactors, not the reactors themselves. Over.
Okay, well, it got turned into a oversimplified statement then, didn't it?
Yeah, by appearances, and I haven't read very much, but that's the first caption, but just each highlight for like the first 7 saying pretty much the same thing. So I figure there's got to be more truth in that than they bought a nuclear reactor.
Well, I guess maybe I missed the word. They may have said they bought into or bought power from, but I got the impression that they bought the whole reactor. Somebody said something, holy cow, they must have a lot of money, and hopefully they're going to run it safely or something of that nature. So it got distorted into they own it. All right, thanks, Frank. I appreciate the check on that, cross-check and fact-check, so to speak.
Hey, I'm learning from the Democrats. Hi.
Yeah, right.
All right, catch you later. Yeah, they're buying 500 megawatts, so okay, catch you later.
Oh, well, they can light a flashlight with that anyway, huh? Very good. Bay Area. Anybody else in the Bay Area? I'm sure there's others. Kilowatt 6 Mike Yankee Charlie.
N5 NPD 1129.
Okay, 807. 807, we got you, Stan, and we've got 1129. Let me get you, Brett, because you're not quite in the Bay Area yet. Stan, hang on a few seconds here. Brett, over to you. And you get rested up. I know you went to bed pretty early last night, way before 10 o'clock. K5 NPD, K6 MYC.
N5 NPD, good evening, Mike and Judy. Yep, I go to bed early sometimes. It's cold tonight. It's 67 degrees here in Newman, and I'm not used to that so far yet. So, yeah, we'll see. So, just a quick question there. Are you part of that potential public safety power shutoff for PG&E, over?
I didn't hear anything about it, but it won't affect me much, over.
Oh, very good. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of counties in there. There's supposed to be a wind event coming up, I think Thursday night into Friday, and so PG&E has talked about shutting the power down to especially foothill communities, over.
Well, it makes sense. It's scary that they have to do that, but it makes sense because we haven't had any rain. So I guess they're doing a shutdown, certainly in the areas that are fiery potential, and there's no wetness on the ground here yet. Okay, no, I'm not part of it here, but because I'm operating mostly off-grid. Every now and then I tap into PG&E for my home, but most of the time I don't need it. We are using PG&E along with our solar system, which is just about keeping up with the I don't have to pay very much for PG&E there because I make more power. If they would just give me half of what half the money that they charge me, I would be fine. But they give me 8 cents and they charge me 40 for the power on the well, 40 or 50 depending on the time it's drawn. But they only give me 8. But even with that, my bill is very light. So my solar system feeds back more power than I'm really using, in all honesty, over.
Oh, very good. Yeah, I think it's like 53 cents a kilowatt hour here, and especially in the peak time. And I do not have solar, unfortunately, but yeah, I think the neighbors, they do, and they buy it back at like, what is it, like 12 cents a kilowatt hour, or 8 cents a kilowatt hour?
Yeah, it's about 8. It used to be 5. They gave us a raise here a while back. Okay.
All right, Mike and Judy, have a wonderful evening. I'll catch you next time. N5 MPD.
It wouldn't be so bad, but we bought all the equipment to make it so we can pay them back. If they'd bought it, it would make sense, but this way it's just really free for them. The only thing they provide is the power cords, or the power lines, which they got to put up there anyway. Anyway, listen, should have been long since paid for, even the maintenance. Good night, Brett. Thanks much. Over to you, Stan. AB6 Sugar Radio in the group, K6MYC.
Yeah, K6MYC in the group. AB6SR.
What's that?
7. Good evening to Judy.
What's on?
Very good evening to Frank. You're not quite as loud as Mike, but almost. Good 5 and 9 here. So, yeah, you were on about Google buying some nuclear power. I read today that Amazon's going to do the same, so that'll be the third. It started off with Microsoft and Google, now Amazon, so they're all looking for nuclear power. When's it going to be NVIDIA? Okay, so we had a good day here, 75-ish, nice mild day. Got sunny in the afternoon. I was a bit surprised. It could almost have rained this morning. Yeah, I think we're in possibly for some power cuts by PG&E tomorrow. They did mention Santa Clara County as well as Alameda, but I would imagine it's mostly North Bay if there's anything. It doesn't look as though the wind's going to be high, but certainly the weather was changing here quite dramatically around lunchtime. So not much to report. Saw a great horned owl in the tree just across our drive this evening. It's rather nice. But other than that, nothing much new. So back to you, K6MYC, AB6SR in Los Gatos.
Well, you got horned owls, and I'll got skunks and raccoons. We had a skunk on the back patio last night. He was nice. He didn't make any odor. That was Stinky, either Stinky 1 or Stinky 2. I don't know which one of the brothers. The old man's name is Bad Boy, but the baby boys, the young fellows, are Stinky 1 and Stinky 2. Are you the Stinky 1 or are you the Stinky 2? Are you Stinky 2? I don't know which one it was. Over.
Not me, I hope.
Right. Anyway, that was the only fun we had last night. Very good. No wind here today. It's very calm, very dead calm, as a matter of fact. It's a good thing we didn't work outside and need to have some breeze to get the sweat worked off of us, because it was just, to my knowledge, it was maybe 2 or 3 miles an hour of breeze. Looks like we'll probably get it tomorrow. Thanks, Stan. Good to hear from you, and we'll look for you tomorrow night, of course, on 432. Booming in here tonight. You're crushing my eardrums. AB6SR 807, K6MYC. Anybody else in the Bay Area, please? Over.
W6CQL.
WA6AXX.
Okay. Got 2 of you. Ed, take one, and I heard the other station, but I didn't get the call. WA6AXX. Go ahead.
Yeah, that was Jim, W6TQL. So nothing going on here, like Stan said, a little cloudy-ish and kind of cool, comfy, very nice day. And yeah, so I'm going to be going to Monterey tomorrow. I thought it was today, but it's tomorrow, so I won't be on the net tomorrow night. And guess I'll talk to you Sunday. K6MYC, WA6AXX.
Okay, very good. See you then on Sunday. Have a good time in Monterey. What, you got to visit the aquarium or anything else down there?
No, it's a Broadway star. I can't remember the name. Liz is into all this stuff. I'm not. So just if she wants to go, so we'll go.
Yeah, somebody that impersonates Elvis. Is that it?
No. It's something Cummings. Forget the first name, but the last name is Cummings. I think it's a Broadway performer, I believe.
Okay. Well, hopefully it'll be fun for you, even though you're not terribly excited or knowledgeable of it. I know how those things go. Come on, we're going, yeah? Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Happy wife, happy life. 7-3, Ed, and we'll see you Sunday night, probably. Who was the other one that checked in with Ed and I missed a call?
J&P.
Who?
WB6J&P was in there, and then Ed said that Jim PQLs are too.
I didn't get the other call. I got PQL. What was it, JAC or something?
JNP.
It's JNP.
Oh, Juliet November Papa. Good evening, Dane. Take one quickly, and then we'll get it over to Jim. Go ahead, 107.
Okay, WB6, K6MYC, and the group WB6JNP, 107 DM07. Anyway, I was out looking at our comet, and really kind of interesting. Definitely need binoculars to bring it out, but once you see it, you can almost, those of us that have normal eyesight can at least see it. So anyway, it photographs really well. Anyway, go ahead, Mike. K6MYC, WB6JNP, course gold.
Yeah, once every 18,000 years or something? Isn't that the cycle time on that comet?
Oh, I have no idea what it was, but I saw it the other night, and it photographs really well, and people look at it and why does it look so much different when you photograph it? And then you get into the whole thing about how film is actually a storage medium, and when you have long exposures, you're basically stacking all the signals on top of it. So it really makes it stand out.
Photographic latency.
Yeah, exactly. It works really well. So, and the funny thing is, with several thousands of dollars of camera equipment from my early days, I still grab my cell phone and get just as good stuff, and I don't have to wait for it to come back from PhotoMath.
Yeah, isn't that something, how good the cell phones work? Is there any way you can put that on the internet and send it to me on an email?
Yeah, I should. I normally just leave it on my phone, but I can transfer it over to the other and send it over to you.
Okay. Do you have my email address, or send it to my email. That way Judy can view it, and then we can print it out. I'd like to see it in a bigger format.
Comment?
Go ahead.
Hey, if that's something you can just text to my phone, Dane, then text it to my phone, and then I can download it to Mike's computer.
Okay, that'll work.
There you go. Thank you for that, Frank. You probably want to see it as well. Maybe you can see it. Can you see it from your place, Frank?
Well, here's the thing is, I walked outside with no binoculars, nothing, just to take a look around. I realized I'm not even sure what direction I'm supposed to be looking. I'm not into astronomy, so I couldn't tell you where Venus is supposed to be right now or anything like that. So I came back in, and as I walked in, you guys were just discussing that, and I jumped in to say this is the easy way. So I was walking out to look, but didn't see anything. What direction do I look, Dane?
Look almost due west. It's about 259 degrees thereabouts, and it's about 15, 20 degrees above the horizon. It's best seen with binoculars. Once you see it with binoculars, then your eyes will actually adapt to it and be able to pick it out, but it looks so much better with binoculars.
Yeah, okay. I can't remember where my binoculars are, but there's a scope on my rifle not too far away, so I'll take a look with that. All right, thank you, Dane, and there you go, Mikey.
Yeah, right now, Frank, it's probably below the horizon. When I came in, and it was just at the bottom. So started about sundown, and keep an eye in almost due west, and you'll pick it out, and I'll get that over to you.
Yeah, okay, very good, very good. Thank you, sir. And I'm going to go over right now and alert Jen and tell her, hey, we got to watch at sundown tomorrow, and then maybe she'll remind me to go do it. All right, Mike, I think we can carry on, sir.
All righty. Okay, let's see. WB6WNI has not been checking in lately. Where are you tonight, Gary? N1PPP. I hear you pointed all wrong, but I'll take you, Dave. Good evening. Make some transmission, and I'll point up your way, Dave. Go ahead. Go ahead. N1 PPP. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I can hear you better than any week.
Keep talking. Keep talking. Keep talking. I'm trying to find you. Over. Keep talking. Keep talking. Keep talking. Over. N1 PPP, K6MYC. How come you're not hearing my 1100 watts here? Over. Okay, I'm going back to the Bay Area. Jim, W6PQL, I should say, K6MYC.
Good evening, Mike, and I won't go over the weather. You know all about it for the Bay Area here. Can't see the comet because it's been overcast most of the day anyway. We had several PG&E outages over here. They only lasted a few minutes each, but they're like 3 in rapid succession. I never knew there were outages if it weren't for the call from PG&E. You know, they sent out these recorded calls saying your power's out, but I never saw it because the Tesla battery system kicks in right away and the lights don't even flicker, so everything just goes on like nothing happened. But I don't think it was part of the scheduled outages that they're talking about. Those are going to happen in the more windy, dry areas. I don't expect any over here, but if they occur, I'll probably never know about it anyway. By the way, you're probably on net energy metering, so if you're generating and sending to PG&E more than you're using from them, they true up at the end of the year, whenever your true up month is, and there's no money exchanged if it's dead even. If they owe you, they pay you whatever it is, 5 cents or 8 cents, and if you owe them, you pay the retail rate, I guess. But there's not a lot to do there. I've got mine sized supposedly so that I'll be generating perhaps 5 or 10% more than I'm using. We'll see how it goes. This is the first year we've had enough capacity in the system to overcome all that we use from PG&E, which is about 10 megawatts a year. We're probably going to produce closer to 11 or 12, something like that. We'll see how it goes. That'll happen in January. I'll know what the true up is. K6MYC, W6PQL.
Yeah, Roger. No, we've been on true up systems for about 12 years here, so we know how that works. I don't pay any PG&E bills here until the end of the year, but I've always had to pay. I'm always behind the curve on everything. But because they don't pay me anything near what I give them or what I take from them. When you pay 40 or 50 cents a kilowatt hour for the usage and they only give you 8 back, I never end up on the plus side. Over.
Yeah, I know what you mean. The system that I've got is pretty neat in that you can buy power from PG&E when it's cheap. It's the time of use kind of a thing. So from midnight to 3 o'clock in the afternoon, it's something like 34 cents, and then it goes to something like 48 cents from 3 o'clock to 5 o'clock. This part isn't important because the batteries are running the house at that time. I've got the system set up so that if it's got to draw power from PG&E, it only does it during the cheaper period. And always I'm putting money into the grid, or putting power into the grid, either before 3 o'clock or after. In the summertime, it sends quite a bit to the grid during the summer. But I never consume it at anything more than the lower rate that I pay. I'm on an EV system here, electric vehicle system, and so there's different rates at those different time of use that occur between, the cheaper rate is midnight to 3 o'clock in the afternoon. You generally charge your cars overnight anyway, if you have to charge them. And then the big consumption period is from 3 o'clock to midnight. There's kind of a tier in between, but I don't pay any attention to it because the difference in price is only about a nickel. But we don't use power during that time anyway. The batteries are in the house at that time. Over.
Okay, very good. Yeah, well, we don't have an electric vehicle here, but I do have, basically the whole house is off grid. We did have one period in July when we had an inverter fail, and I had that month was the month before and the month after July was about $47 and $62, and the month that we were on PG was 800 something. Over.
Yeah, that's pretty stiff. Well, we have, my true-up period was just a 4.5 megawatt system running was this last year was, oh gosh, if I remember properly, it was $1,400 or $1,500 for the year. So I expect it to be giving them a little bit of surplus. So I shouldn't. Actually, the surplus should cover all of the base electricity charges, which are $15 a month. That's not much right now. So yeah, it's getting real expensive, especially in California. I was just doing a quick check on what it costs compared to other states. I checked Texas. Gas prices here are $4 to $5. Texas is $3 to $4. Oklahoma is $2 to $3. So I don't know, a different tax structure or something like that. I don't think gas is that much more expensive to produce and transport. Probably in Texas and Oklahoma it's less expensive because they don't have to send it anywhere. But out here in California we pay the most. The only state that really is more expensive, not only electricity but gasoline for your car, is Hawaii. Otherwise California is right up there with them. Over.
Yeah, well, Hawaii's always been bad, but if you discount Hawaii, California is the worst. And we pay the most in state taxes for gas also. I think it's $1.17 or $1.70, I've forgotten which, but it's the highest in the country, state tax on gas. So it's pretty bad. Oh, my. Okay. Well, let you go, and we'll see you tomorrow night. But wonderful signal tonight. Jim, I'm on the moon bounce array tonight. Just been rock solid here. No fading, no nothing. So that's a pleasant surprise for a change. Hopefully you won't be blown away tomorrow. W6PQL. Anybody else in the Bay Area, please? Kilowatt 6 Mike Yankee Charlie.
KB6 WSC 775.
Okay, I got you, 775. Was there another one? Hang on a second, Mike. Don't run away. Go ahead, the other station.
Bozo 177, Kilo Echo 6, Quebec Romeo.
Okay, KE7QR. Good evening, Gary. Hang on just a second. Let me get Mike out of the basket here, and then we'll get you up. I'll move the antenna up in just a second. KB6, Whiskey Foxtrot Charlie. Go ahead, Mike.
K6MYC, KB6WSC. Nothing new to report except we got clear skies. And it's supposed to be windy tomorrow, so up to 20 miles an hour or more. So we'll see. Back to you. Thank you. KB6WSC.
Yeah, Roger. Mike, could you see with your clear skies, could you see the comet, or did you look?
I didn't look, but I don't even know where to look because I wasn't expecting to be clear.
Okay, just a little south of due west, and at sundown, just from sundown over to about the next hour, and it's right on the horizon. At sundown, it's about 15 to 20 degrees above the horizon, but you'll only see it for one time here. It comes around again in 18,000 years. Over.
Oh yeah, we can all wait for that.
Yeah, well, don't hold your breath, okay?
I was going to hold my breath.
Okay. Let me see. 73, Mike. Thanks for checking in. Maybe we'll see you tomorrow night. Hopefully we can hear you on 432 there. KB6 Whiskey Foxtrot Charlie, K6MYC. Now, KE6QR. Go ahead, Gary, K6MYC.
You're sounding amazingly strong tonight, Mike. You boosted up several times on the peak there to almost plunged over and back down, but really strong audio. We're doing well here and have great net. Kilo Echo 6 Quebec Romeo, Charlie Mike Idiot.
Okay. KE6QR, Charlie Mike 98, Bozo 177. We got you. Thank you for the nice report. You're solid here. I'm running the moon bounce array, and we got a much better shot toward you and everybody in your direction and further north. We are a little ragged into the Bay Area, but we're okay as we get to the North Bay with the moon bounce array. But south of that, we have some blockage. A neighbor's house and hill is just a bit above mine to the due west. doesn't bother any other antennas, and it probably doesn't bother that one, although it's not very high, and it's located quite a ways back from the where the property rises. But it's only 70 feet high, and I don't think it quite gets over my neighbor's house high. Anyway, thank you, Gary. Good to hear you, and hope you have. Well, maybe we'll see. Maybe we'll hear you tomorrow on 432. Who knows? Otherwise, we'll see you Sunday. KE6QR, K6MYC.
Okay, thank you, Mike. 73 here, sounding good, and have a great night there. KE6Q. Oh, we are in Charlie Mike 88, by the way. We were in 98 during portable operation here last month, but we're at home here in 88. 73's, Mike. Have a great night.
Yeah, you're 98. No, you're not 98 where you are you? You're 97, aren't you?
88.
You live in 88?
Yes, Vallejo, California is in Charlie Mike 88.
I'll be darned. Okay. Well, that's good to know. Thank you for that, Gary. 73s, and you came way up at the end there. So there is a little bit of QSB on your signal. 73s, and we'll take a look and see if we're hearing Ken there. 6 Radio Oscar, almost in your direction, but not quite. K6MYC. Go ahead, Ken.
K6MYC and 6RO. Bozo 835, high temperature 79. And the barramundi fish was really good. You went past the peak, according to my estimator, but they could be the pan conditions. Over.
Wow. I missed that for some reason. I unplugged this. I unplugged the Bluetooth, and I must have had the volume so low I could hardly hear the speaker. It took me a couple of seconds to grab the speaker, and then by the time I did that, you finished up. Give me a little more repeat of that, if you would, Ken. N6RO, K6MYC.
Yeah, okay. I see you got the Bozo 835. And I enjoyed the barramundi fish dinner, and high temperature 79. And I got the pipe, all the piping underneath my kitchen sink repaired, so I'm able to cook again. And we're getting ready for the NCCC barbecue on Sunday. So we'll see you Sunday evening, I guess, N6RO.
Okay, and I guess Russ, K6KLY, is going to spend the weekend here until Sunday morning, and he's going to hustle out of here and head your way sometime early on Sunday. So you'll see him in the afternoon if everything goes according to plan. Very good. I haven't had dinner yet, but everybody else did. What was dinner for tonight, Judy?
Oh, it's fantastic.
Well, what was it?
It's Spanish, and oh my goodness, there's the chile relleno casserole.
Yeah, what was the meat?
And it was
menudo?
Pig.
Huh?
I think it's pig. Pork.
Oh, pork, okay.
I think.
Kind of a Mexican meal, but fancy.
Very
fancy. Very fancy. Okay. The cooks were all here tonight. This is cook night with Bo, my grandson, and my son Matt. They get carried away on Wednesdays. N6RO, K6MYC.
Yeah, well, I'm the lone chef here. Although once in a while my tenant, who does all the handiwork around here, his wife is a wonderful cook of Mexican stuff. I haven't had any lately, but I'll have to ask her.
Yeah, okay, very good. Well, let's see. Well, we'll see you tomorrow night, of course, on your big band, your 432 kick butt band, and look forward to that. We're just going to wrap up the net here shortly and quickly, and let's see. Ken isn't in here tonight, and WA6OIB did not check in. We had quite a few in the Bay, in the San Joaquin Valley that did not check in today. So I don't hear Ken this evening. Let me ask Rob. Rob, did you hear Ken check in on the 10-meter net?
I kind of missed the 10-meter net till towards the end there when Ron mentioned something, so I didn't know if he was there or not.
Okay, yeah, I don't know what he was doing. His cousin's in town. She was the one that got very ill with bleeding internally. And she's home now. I think she's out of the hospital, but they're giving her a lot of attention at home, doing a lot of social things and just at least spending a lot of time with her. The cousin is 84 years old, so she's a tough old bird. But still, they're probably spending a lot more time with her than normal. Anyway, Ken, 7-3, and we'll see you. 6 meter is open again today a little bit. I monitored gently on 313 to see what the signals were. And I heard some stuff coming out of South America, but after that I did not hear anything on 313 as I went over to 212 or 215 degrees azimuth for the lower part of the Pacific, but I may not have been pointed just right. Anyway, 7-3 N6RO for your final K6MYC.
Yeah, fine. Again, I planned to get on 6 for a little bit this morning, but I got hung up on the telephone trying to get my cell phone voicemail password changed. It took 2.5 hours. But all of the stuff online was useless. I had to call and talk to a person. So, a lot of wasted time with some of these companies.
Well, you're not the only one that's frustrated with passwords. I'm about done with the whole password thing. I could care less at this point. I have to have them for a few things, but boy, what a pain in the ass they are. And if you forget your password or if you get it wrong or anything, oh my God. And changing it, that's even worse, which you did. It's worse than 1-800 numbers. 1-800 waste my days, over.
Oh yeah, they're robots that you talk to, and they're stupider than the people that you might talk to. Anyway, I have it all the time. I got so many accounts that are linked to the internet, and I've got a big long database of all the passwords and usernames and PIN numbers and popcorn quantity and all that crap.
Okay, well, I know you've got to have some of that. Most of it you can't get along without because of your operation there, but boy, oh boy. I'm doing my best to avoid anything new that requires a password. It just scares me every time they say, well, you got to make up a password. And they won't let you use one that you've used before. So, have you ever used it? I don't know how they find out. I should use the same password everywhere, but they don't know that's dangerous. Don't ever do that. Well, hell, I think everything you do on the internet's dangerous if you want to put it in that term. Anyway, 7-3, we won't go into any more detail on that. N6RO, K6MYC, moving on.
Yeah, it raises my blood pressure when we talk about passwords. Anyway, I'll see you tomorrow night on 765-4321.
Yeah, you heard about the joke about the guy that was asked for his password, and he tried, a pretty normal password with 15 letters and this and that thing, and he tried about 15 different combinations, and every time it would come back, the machines kept saying, no, you can't use that because it doesn't have this, or it's already been used or something. And finally, he just goes completely berserk, and he types in about 50 swear words. And it comes back and says, sorry, we can't give you that. It's already been used, over.
Well, no doubt. I'd use it myself.
Exactly. All right, see you. See you tomorrow.
Yeah.
All right, let me go over here to... I did get, put down 336 and 160. I got them earlier. That's going over to Sacramento here.
Who was that, Ken?
That was Ken, 835, yeah. I didn't have him on the list. Okay, Sacramento area, Sacramento, KJ6KFB or KO6KD, over.
AE6 ILX Mobile.
I hear two little tiny voices in there. Could anybody relay?
AE6 ILX Mobile.
Oh, KE6ILX. I hear you, Jeff. I'm not quite pointed up your way. 96. We got you, number 96. How are you doing? We've been missing you lately, but I guess you've been working hard and just haven't been in the vehicle every time that we have a net. Rover?
Yeah, I've been busy, and I've been out in location shooting the Comet, and just haven't had the rig with the radio in it. So anyway, what's going on?
I wonder if this is better here. I lost you as I was swinging up on you. I might have put you in the first side null. Try it again. Was that you, Bill?
Roger.
You're weak, too. What's going on?
I don't know. I'm running full power, and I'm pointed your way.
Oh, okay. You just came roaring up.
Well, it's just because I got up in the chair.
Well, make it transmission long enough for I can peek on you, over.
Oh, Jeff is right now. He called you twice, and I guess you're just not able to copy him, and Darren was also out there.
Hey, Mike.
Imaging astrophotography of the Comet and the Aurora and a bunch of stuff, so I've been kind of busy doing that lately in some other areas.
Okay, I'm not able to copy you, Jeff. You were underneath a lot of other stations, so I lost you in the noise, and then I guess you were still talking all that time, but I didn't hear anything. Sorry about that. Stand by a second if you can in the car, and let me get Bill in here, and I think we got Daryl also. Daryl, are you here?
756.
Okay, go ahead. You're very weak.
Yeah, we'll give it a shot. Kilo Juliet, 6 Kilo Foxtrot Bravo, 756. Derek, hanging out for a minute.
Okay, almost unreadable. Man, oh man, it's weak. All right, Bill, thank you, Darren. Thanks for checking in. Let me get it to Bill, see if I can find anybody I can even copy here.
Now, I'll try it again, KO6KD, number 776. And if you need a relay from Jeff, he's still there. And I believe John is also out here, over.
Yeah, well, I'm copying you fine now. I was a little bit off of both of you. The moon bounce array seems to be off a little bit. I'm having to point a little bit to the south of everybody. On the other array, 220, 432, I have to go north for everybody. A little bit, a few degrees to the north. So that's why I'm struggling. I start going out a little too far north, and then I go further north, which would be normal on the other array, and it gets worse. So anyway, you're strong, and I'm sorry about this morning. We just didn't even wake up till about 8:45, 8:30, I think, when we first rolled over and tried to find the clock. So it was pretty waste of time to try and even get in here on 40 meters. Hopefully I'll make it tomorrow, Bill. I don't know if Bob was there or not, but you might give me a quick rundown on what if anything, happened this morning. And then we'll pick up John. And I'll also swing up a little bit more to the north and see if I can get Jeff again. Jeff and John are at the same heading. KO6KD, K6MYC.
Well, I'm sorry, Mike. I was going to use your excuse because I had a really rough day yesterday, and I simply overslept today. It's one of the few times. So I missed a lot of appointments today, and I lost my medical insurance because of it too. So anyway, it was a kind of a rotten day, but we'll try to fix things tomorrow, and hopefully I'll see you in the morning. So, okay, I will stand by and listen if there's any relays I can provide. I'll stand by. Back to you, KO6KD.
Okay, very good, Bill. Well, then we'll have a fresh start tomorrow. Maybe everybody will be there. Thank you for that. Let me go just a little further here. Let's try John this way. KR6MR. KR6MR, John. K6MYC, over.
Relay.
Hey, Mike, Aaron's trying to talk to you.
MYC, this is KR6MR, Bozo 759, over.
Okay, got you 759. Stand by a second, Sean. Go ahead, Aaron.
Yeah, Mike, I was going to let you know, so one of the other issues that you're having is the RF gain on the rig isn't turned up all the way, and I keep trying to turn it back up remotely, and the knob position on the actual radio keeps overriding it. So like a minute ago when you said he came up because I turned your RF gain back up to 100%. So just double check where that knob is on the radio to make sure your RF gain is up all the way. K6USY.
Yeah, I heard you do it. I couldn't figure out why the audio was coming up and down, and I did check the RF gain somehow. I don't know how. I never fussed with it, but it must have got turned. We were messing the radio around today, trying to make sure everything worked here on 2 meters, and we might have diddled the RF gain in the process, turning everything else down. Thanks, Aaron, but we found it just about same time you did, over.
Yep, roger. Just wanted to make sure that you knew that's why you weren't hearing people as well. K6USY.
Yeah, roger. I couldn't even tell whether the preamp was on. I can't hear the preamp come on. It doesn't sound any louder without the preamp on. Can you see if the preamp's on there, Aaron?
It was off, and I just turned it back on, but yeah, it's not making too much of a difference.
Yeah, okay. Well, I have a good preamp at the moon bounce antenna, so that's probably overwhelming it. Alrighty. So let's see, John, good. Back to you, and then we'll try and get a contact with Jeff that's readable here. KR6MR759, and it was sure rocky yesterday on 1296, in and out every other 3 words, over.
Yeah, too bad it was that way. Right now you're kind of in a fade. How well are you receiving me now?
Q5, but S1, over.
Yeah, okay. See you get Jeff again.
Really weak now, really. Q4 and S nothing.
He said try Jeff again.
Well, I will. Go ahead. KE6ILX, K6MYC. Any copy now, Jeff?
Yeah, you're loud the whole time, S9. I'm just running a single loop, although I'm still running the power in the truck, about 300 plus. So anyway, how copy?
Well, it's Q5, and you're louder than John was at the end there, over.
Okay, yeah. Well, like I said, I've been out. We've been doing a lot of astrophotography, so I haven't been near the radio. We were back here shooting the comet until about 10 minutes ago. So had a lot of other stuff going on. So that's all. KE6ILX.
Okay, very good. Have you taken any pictures of the comet?
Oh yeah. No, we've got
relay.
November 7, Whiskey Tango.
I hear you, Larry. Stand by.
57, over.
I hear you, Larry.
Okay, we're here.
Okay. Jeff is done now, Mike. What he was telling you is that's what he just finished doing. They were taking pictures of the comet, and they just finished that up, and then you asked him, and now Larry's in there, and now Larry covered him up finishing the thing again.
Welcome to the club.
I don't know if Jeff can hear me or not, but Mike's got the message there, and everything's good. Over.
I thought that's what he was talking about, but I missed the first part.
Yeah, that was what he told you towards the end of his first transmission. That's what we had been out doing. We've been taking pictures of the comet until about 10 minutes ago, and you missed that part.
Yeah, I didn't hear that at all. He was in the noise. He was gone. Okay, very good. Anyway, Jeff, good deal. I know you've been busy. And hopefully you're getting some good pictures of the comet. Maybe you could send one to Jim W6PQL, and he could put it on the Bozo website. That would be interesting to see the comet. Most of us will never get a chance to see it, much less wait for another 18,000 years for it to come around again. Aye. John, back to you for your final, and I'll look for the boys in Reading. KR6MR, let's see if it's back up for you, K6MYC.
Yeah, KR6MR, you're back to full copy again. Sound great. I'll let you go, and let's see tomorrow night on 432. KR6MR, back to net.
Yeah, sounds good. We'll see you on 432 tomorrow night. I wish we had more time here, but 432 tomorrow. Hopefully it will be more solid and better and stronger than we had on 1296. The signals were good, but it was just up and down, in and out every 3 seconds. That just makes for crappy QSOs. 7-3, John. Now let's see if we can get to Reading here on this heading. Reading. KD6SOK. No, that's not right. KD6, KB6. Oh, for God's sake. KD6SW. KD6 Sugar Whiskey or KO6HS. K6MYC. Go ahead, Rich.
Over.
Yeah, boy. Very weak.
Okay, he's there. He said good signal tonight. Over.
Well, that's funny because I could just barely hear him, and I just started to move the antenna, and he came up and he signed. Let me try it now. Let's see if I can copy you with the antenna moved a little bit. Rich, you're way down for me normally from normal. Over.
Anyway, this is KD6SW. KD6, so what? Here in Reading, over.
I see what the problem is. Somewhere along the line today, and all our fussing around there, Frank, we turned the preamp off on the sequencer. I had it on earlier, but somewhere along then we turned it off. That's why I've been hearing so poorly. I knew something wasn't right. Turned the preamp on, you came way up, Rich, no problem. Sorry about that, guys. It's my fault on this end. And of course, that's not on the stream, so Aaron cannot see my sequencer where the preamp power supply is located. Back to you, Rich, and then you can try shooting it down to Jerry. KD6 Sugar Whiskey. We had a little tiny bit of your rain here for about 2 minutes. It wet the concrete. Over.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm glad that you're getting some rain. Well, rain here pretty good for a while, not too long though. And then the storm system moved on over to the northeast on its way to somewhere else. Anyway, looks like we'll have a power shutoff probably tomorrow. I hope not, but we'll see. Anyway, Jerry, are you on board?
Roger, right here, KO6HS230. We're out here on the air. How about it, Mike? Any copy through the noise here? Over.
Yeah, rocking and rolling in here tonight, Jerry. Really good copy. I'm on the moon bounce array tonight with the preamp out there at the antenna. I'm really hearing you well, and you're stronger than Rich tonight by a long shot. So booming in. KO6HS, Reading, K6MYC in the gang. Over.
Roger, real good there. Yeah, you just came up on a real good peak there. You're about S9. Very good signal. Yeah, we were hoping for more rain out here, but we barely got any, just a couple of hundredths of an inch, but we'll take it. And as long as it's moving northeast, we're hoping it'll put out that fire, because we're still getting smoke from that fire up by Lake Shasta, rather. So we're hoping that gets put out real soon. Over.
Yeah, how many acres are you up to now on that one?
Oh, I think it's up to like 2,300. It's moving along, something around 2,000 acres. So they're making progress, but it's still producing smoke. Over.
Okay. Yeah, I thought Rich said it was pushing to 4,000, but maybe that was just a guess. Anyway, too many acres, but anyway, I'm glad that they're getting it sort of under control there. Good deal, and good copy, too. We're finally getting to a point where we can actually ask questions and get answers. Boy, the summertime for us has been really rough here. On the moon bounce array tonight, maybe it's better for you guys in Reading than the other antenna. It has a little more gain, but it's not as high. But maybe that's the advantage. I don't know. Anyway, back to you, and you shoot it back to Rich. KO6HS Redding in the group, K6MYC Bozo Net.
Okay, real good there. Yeah, it took a little bit of a fade, but we're still got a good copy on you. Take it away to Rich and get the big signals out there.
7-3.
Yeah, you bet. I think it's up over 3,000 acres now. It's kind of hard to keep tabs on it, and it's very only less than about 10% containment, so it's got a ways to go. Yeah, it was pretty smoky there today. Okay, well, that's about it. I'm glad I could get to you on 6 meters the other night. That was kind of neat. KD6SW ready, over.
Yeah, that was good. We actually got a little bit of sideband transmission from you there for a short while. Hi. Your CW, if you'd have been on sideband when your CW was coming in, she would have knocked me off the chair there. So it had a gigantic peak for a short 10 or 15 seconds there, Reg. Anyway, thanks for the 6-meter contact up there. KD6SW, KO6HS, good evening, guys, and we'll see you Sunday night. Thanks again for checking in, as always, from Charlie, November 80. Okay, anybody else in the Redding area? We didn't hear Dennis tonight. WB6ISO, has Dennis been around? Anybody hear anything from Dennis? How about the boys in Clear Lake? About K6 Whiskey India Sugar. Paul, are you here? I don't hear Paul either. That's odd.
You know, it's funny. I normally hear Dennis just about anywhere he points, and so I hear his conversations when he's talking to Nevada, and not necessarily both sides, but haven't heard a peep out of him tonight.
Yeah, I haven't either. Normally he checks in the Clear Lake guys. I checked him in. I heard 336. But as always, I could hear him and he wouldn't answer me. He said, "You're very weak," and I came back to him and he never responded, so. He can't hear. He must have terrible noise around that lake or something there, over.
Roger that. Well, I'm not sure the actual direction of the terrain, but I've been there, and I drove a truck through a pass going in there, and I do believe right near the lake there is one heck of a mountain ridge between us and them.
Oh, there is. Yeah, it's a bad spot. There's no doubt about it. But when they come out of there, but the funny part of it is, I know I'm running way more power than, I'm pretty sure they're running 160, 180 watts or something like that. And I can hear PPP many times, and he'll be talking to people, and I'll be calling, and he doesn't come back. He doesn't hear nothing. And he'll call me, and he'll say, "I've lost you now, 73's Mike," and I'm still copied him fine. So that's what we're dealing with there, over.
Yes, sir. I certainly understand. Hey, just let me get this out of my system real quick. I did just a little bit more reading on that, and you want a quick paragraph here on exactly what's going on with this nuclear reactor?
You mean the ones that the guys are using?
Yeah, that Google's supposedly buying.
Go ahead.
Okay, this is out of Reuters, okay. Google said on Monday it signed the first corporate agreement to buy power from multiple small modular reactors to meet electricity demand for AI. The technology company's agreement with Kairos Power aims to bring Kairos' first small modular reactor online by 2030, followed by additional deployments through 2035. The companies did not refile the financial details, yada, yada. So that's the basics right there.
Well, don't hold your breath. 2030, Jesus. That's an eternity in today's world, isn't it?
Yeah, you know, by this time next year, we could be all flying kites to get our power because somebody discovered some bizarre something.
Yeah, either that or we could all be just dying of radiation poisoning, or we would have no bank accounts because the bank's all closed, and we're attempting to get on another standard, and I can't worry about what's going to happen in 6 years. Nuclear is a way to go. I don't doubt that. And they're finally coming around to actually, the greenies are actually even saying the word nuclear now without gagging. But they don't like it. But anyway, it's pathetic. All right. Thanks for that, Frank. Let's see. I think anybody else in the Sacramento Valley, please check in now before I go to Las Vegas, not Vegas, going to Nevada in a minute. Last call for Sacramento, K6MYC.
How about Bozo 410, KW6T in Latrobe?
Well, hi there, 410. Good to hear you.
84 and GGY in the background.
Okay, I got three of you in here. I have 410. Good evening, Russ. 410, 884. And who was the third one?
W6T, Bozo 410, clear.
Hang on, don't go away, Russ. Where'd you go? Go ahead, Russ.
Oh, I'm here. I've just been busy this last couple of weeks.
No, are you in and out already? I was just going to turn it to you. I'm just checking the other guys in that called in with you.
Oh yeah, well yeah, pick everybody up and head to Nevada. I just don't want to tie it up.
Oh, you won't tie it up. We got you. Hang on a second. 884 is in there as well. And who was the third one? Somebody else in there. 884. Why don't you go ahead, Phil, and then we'll turn it down to Russ, and then we'll go to Nevada if there's nobody else. Go ahead, Russ. Phil.
All right, we'll make it real quick. Here. And a very good evening. Very good evening to all. WB6GGY. And we had some rain here. We had two different events. They might have added up to a quarter of an inch, but it was just nice to get some rain. And it sure was nice to hear some rain on around here. So anyway, there you go. Back over to you and Judy there, Mike. WB6GGY.
Okay, very good. Thank you, Bill, and good to hear you. I didn't get on this morning. I guess Bill wasn't there either. Did you and Bob get anything talked about this morning?
Negative. We were not on this. I listened, but didn't hear anybody, so didn't stick around. Go ahead.
QSL. Okay, well, we'll try for better wake up tomorrow. I just slept right through it. I had dreams last night that you would not believe. They were so vivid and so intense. By the time I woke up at 8:30, I was exhausted. Over.
I know. I've had a few of those myself.
Yeah, well, it wasn't bad dreams, but it was busy and just, really intense, perfect vision, perfect everything, and just massive detail with lots and lots of people in very crowded buildings and stuff like that. Just, I was tired. All right. See you in the morning, hopefully. WB6GGY, back down to you, Russ, and you wrap it, and then we'll go to Nevada. KW6T, busy boy there, K6MYC.
Yeah, very good, Mike. Yeah, I've just been busy. I've got a good friend of mine, good ham friend of mine. He wound up in a nursing home. It's a temporary stint, but he's going to be in there until sometime in November. So probably end of November. Anyway, so I've been working on trying to. He's just kind of going out of his mind there because he's got nothing to do and just a lot of people around him that are really ill, and so he wants me to set up a radio take a radio in his shop and connect it through a server to a computer at his bed. So just using that ICOM software. It's an ICOM 7300 he's got. So anyway, I'm trying to figure that out. This is all new to me. I've gotten the radio connected to the computer, but now I've got to get the radio actually hooked up through the server on the internet and get that connected that way. So I've been busy. So anyway, Mike, that's about all that's going on up here. I'll send it back to you down in Fresno. K6MYC, here's KW6T.
Very good, Russ. Well, unfortunately for you, your buddy, even though he's ill, is doing you a favor. He's forcing you to do something you probably should know how to do anyway. I wish more of us knew how to do just that. Some of the guys just find it very easy to do that, but for me that would be a real task, particularly being blind. So, but even when I wasn't blind, I wasn't much of a digital interface guy. So you're being forced to do something you probably will use more as you get more and more into situations that could be equivalent to his. Hopefully not. 7-3, Russ, thanks for the update there. And go rest. Go rest your head. I know how it is. Fighting computers and that stuff is, boy, oh boy, you can get tangled up. KW6T, 7-3, K6MYC.
7-3, Mike.
Okay, anybody else before we go to Nevada, please? K6MYC.
Yes, November Whiskey 6 Zulu. How you doing, Mike?
NW6Z. Is that Larry?
No, that's Ed here in Grass Valley. We're Bozo 1099. Just checking in. I'm going to hit the sack. 7-3s and good night to all.
You're up there with Jeff in Grass Valley, you say. Is that it? Over?
That's correct.
Wow. What was the name?
Yeah, Ed, Echo Delta.
Oh, Roger, Ed. Very good. Nice to hear you. Try to check in more often. We'll try to get there quicker. You can always check in if you hear me. And if you want to check in, you can check in early. And we are also on live streaming. Do you know how to get to the live stream?
Yes, I do. That'd be a good option there too as well. So yeah, we'll kind of keep track and try to be a little more diligent here. That's for sure.
Yeah, well, one thing you can always do is check in on the chat room. You can tell us you're hearing me and to give us some idea that you're there, and I'll check you in anyway, even if we don't ever make a contact. Okay?
Sounds great, Mike. Thanks a lot. 7-3.
Yeah, 7-3, and thanks very much for checking in from Grass Valley. Anybody else? K6MYC. Okay, I guess that's it. Here we go up to Nevada. Okay, here we are into Nevada. N7 Whiskey Tango. We got you already, Larry, but if you're still listening, check in again, K6MYC. How about KD6BQ? How about you, Richard?
Yeah, good evening, Mike. K6MYC, KD6BQ, number 249. Larry just bugged out at about 5 after 9, so you just missed him on the second go-around, but he heard you confirm him earlier. Over.
Yeah, Roger. Well, we got him. He was very Q5 at that time. Might have been a little rougher now, but very Q5 at that point in time. And you're doing fine. You got a little flutter on you, but that's it. Nothing major. Sorry, we're running a little late here. I guess it's 1:15. I haven't had dinner yet either. So I'll get to that, I guess, in a minute.
No dinner at night, so that's not a good plan. So, anyway, hopefully you get something waiting for you.
Oh, yeah. No, we got dinner waiting. It's going to be good. It's a dinner that I think, based on their description of it, can last for quite a while, and I can reheat it easily. It's Mexican food, which usually reheats nicely in the microwave. So it'll just be like brand new when I get there in about another 10 minutes or less. Thanks for that, Richard. And, of course, we'll look for you tomorrow on 432. We should have Daniel in here tonight. He told me last night. No, not on last night. I think he told me Monday night on 222 that he would be on Wednesday. So he should be in here. Let's see, Daniel, are you copying KE7UQL, K6MYC, over?
K6MYC, here is 272, KE7UQL. We've got you, Mike.
And we've got you big time as well. Boy, we got a lot of check-ins today. I don't know, but we must be well past 40 today. And we're missing a lot of people, but we're also getting a lot of people. So a very good long check-in list here tonight. Good to hear you, and I think you're getting your station back to normal, and hopefully we'll hear you. Excuse me, I've got the hiccups here. That's prelude to getting dinner. Hopefully we'll hear you tomorrow night on 432, Daniel, over.
Well, we got rain today. We got enough rain to set along the dust, and there's a chance of snow for tomorrow. So as weather permits, we'll get the rest of the antennas up and going, over.
Well, that'll be good. That'll be good. Do you have anything? Well, you do have, well, I don't know about 432. I was going to say you do have 2 meters. You're talking to me on 2 meters, and you don't have 1296 yet, but we'll get that probably by next week, no problem. All right, fun on the rain. Quite a few people got a little rain and enough to knock the dust back. We got a little rain here, but it didn't have any effect on the dust. It was so minor that we were outside in it, and you couldn't even tell that you were in rain if you weren't looking at it coming down or feeling it with your hand out. It was very light for a very short time. But it did give us a warning shot, and I thought it was going to rain more, and we may end up getting more rain tonight. Sometimes the early afternoon around 3 o'clock rain is just a warning shot. Give us a heads up that we better put our tools away and get things out of the rain, which we did very quickly. So I'm ready for it now. Let her go, but it ain't happening. Back to you, Daniel, and then we'll let you go. KE7UQL, maybe others that want to say hello to you. If they're copying, you might stand by. I'll stand by and see if anybody else is hearing you. And Richard there, K6MYC.
Okay, Roger. And we've been looking for that comet too, but I'm afraid it's a little too low on the horizon for us. It gets into the tops of the mountains and we can't quite pull it out. But we'll try to send you some rain if we can. KE7UQM.
Okay, well, we'll take the rain. Sorry about the comet. Yeah. It should be there at right around sundown, apparently, and I guess it's probably there for you at sundown the same way it is for us at sundown. About 10 or 15 degrees above the horizon, but if it's a real bright sundown, it may be difficult to pick up. Just a little bit south of due west, 255, 260, something like that in azimuth, over.
Okay, we'll keep looking. So maybe by this weekend we'll be able to see it. Okay, so K6MYC, KE7UQL, 73. Good night.
Okay, if you look at with binoculars, you might have a better chance of seeing it. Binoculars seem to be the way to pick it up, and they say once you can find it with the binoculars, then your own eyes can pick it up and find it as well. And it does photograph very well. Particularly if you can use time delay photographs and give it a chance to light the screen up a little bit. So apparently the photographs are better than first-hand real-life eye time. 7-3, Daniel, thank you, and we'll see you tomorrow night, hopefully with weather permitting. Back to you, Richard, and we'll take a standby and see if anybody else wants to call. KD6BQ, K6MYC.
Yeah, K6MYC, KD6BQ. You're back up without any flutter now, so hopefully my signal's good. I'm a little sore. I spent all day yesterday on the tower, and I got things more or less fixed up. I did see what the problem is, and 4 of the 6 bolts are tight, and the other 2 got damage to the insulation. One of them, they completely rounded off the nut, and I haven't been able to get that off yet. I'm going to have to use a saw of some kind and cut it off. And the other one, they got cross-threaded. They used a electric torque wrench or electric impact wrench and jammed up 2 of the nuts or 2 of the bolts. So until I can cut those off and put new ones in, I'm stuck with 4 out of 6, over.
4 out of 6 still should hold. What do you got above it? What are you trying to hold?
Well, the big thing is that the stepper, DB18E with the loops on it. It's got 3 of those loops. It's 20 feet on the side, over.
Oh, okay. So that is a big windmill thing. Yeah, you really need all 6 bolts there, probably. I'm sorry that the other guys did damage. You can get that with a hand hacksaw, with a powered hacksaw. but it'll take a while because it's an awkward place to get in for sure. So that's nasty. That's too bad. Just trying to think of a quick way to cut those things or bust them. The only way really is to torque them off. But they're 3/8. They're tough suckers. You may not have enough power up there on the tower to be able to do that. They may not break like you want them to break. Hi. Anyway, sorry about that, but at least you know what the problem is. You may be able to get by with the other ones. Tighten up the other 4 as hard as you can. I think you'll probably be okay. But since it only moved once or twice on you or a little bit, it won't be too bad. All right, Richard, thanks much. We'll talk to you tomorrow night, hopefully, 4:32. KD6BQ, K6MYC.
Question.
Go ahead, Ken, Frank.
KD6BQ, this is Whiskey 6 Bravo Bravo Sierra. How copy, over?
Yeah, W6BBS, KD6BQ. You're about a 5 and 5, 55 in bilocation, over.
Okay, roger that. Let me ask you, I got a couple of questions. First question, are we talking about the clamp on the top of an Orion that's clamping to the mast, over?
Roger.
Okay, Mike said roger. Okay, can you get a small 4-inch angle grinder in there in line with the side of the jaws where they're split, over?
Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to give it a try, but, it's inside the tower, so it's a little tough inside that top section, over.
Yeah, roger that. I know what you're dealing with. That's why I was asking if you thought you could. Well, one thing you could do, if you had a 4-inch angle grinder and you put the cutting wheel on it, you could cut that bolt right in the middle of the jaws if you could get in there. Now, another thing you could do is if you've got a good cold chisel and a hammer and know what you're doing, and you can get straight on the end of that bolt, then you should, that nylock that's on there, you should be able to split that. But you're going to have a good chisel and be able to whack it pretty hard, so you're going to have a straight angle on that section to do that. The other option is I have had to break those, and I've been able to break those bolts without stripping the head off. If you've got something that's got the head stripped off of it, then you're going to have to, like you say, cut it. But that's a couple of ways that I would work on getting those bolts out of there. Over.
Maybe you could grind it a little bit, if you can even grind it halfway through, or any way to cut it halfway through, and then you could torque it, and it may break at the point where you're grinding or cutting, over.
Yeah, I could give that a try. I lost most of the other guy. He faded down in the noise on me. But yeah, if I can get some partial cuts in it, and then maybe take a chisel or something to it. But they're grade 5 bolts, so they're going to be pretty hard to cut otherwise, over.
Well, you don't want to. Yeah, well, you just have to grind them. They do cut, but you can grind them easier with a little hand grinder. If you can chisel a good chisel and a good hand hammer, or a little hand sledge, you can get up there and you don't have to split the nut completely, but if you can split the nut enough to loosen it on the threads, then it will come loose maybe. So you might try splitting the nut or banging it on one side with the chisel and seeing if it'll spread the threads just enough so that it'll unscrew off of there, over.
Okay, well, that's a good idea. I hadn't thought about that. It's taking the chisel to the nut and try to open it enough that I can get it off. That's actually a good idea.
Yeah, Mikey, that's the thing is if you just get it, if you hit that hard of a nut, it's going to crack. You're not going to spread it open much, but it'll crack, and just that enough of a crack relieves the pressure. You should be able to turn it off now, over.
Feeling like I'm getting pretty old to be up there in the tower. I was awful sore today, over.
Okay, a little double there, Richard. Frank is not hearing you, but he's pretty confident you should be able to crack the nut or distort the nut enough to get it to let go of the threads. When you do that, after you do it, it might be a good idea to squirt some WD-40 on it. What you might have to do is drive another big screwdriver or another chisel down in between the bolt and the clamps to lock the bolt up so it doesn't rotate or wiggle when you're trying to chisel the nut, over.
most of that is down. You got down in the noise. I'll see if I can listen to it on the live stream. But I appreciate the ideas. I think you've given me some hope that I might be able to fix it over.
Yeah, you have to lock up the bolt so it can't move. Lock the bolt up so it can't move, either with a big vice grip on the bolt itself so it can't rotate while you're hammering on it, or put a chisel down in between the bolt and the clamps, and see if you can put some stress on that bolt so it doesn't rotate when you're hammering on the nut. Over.
Yeah, Roger. Yeah, I'll do that. I do have some big vice grips, and I also the bolt end of it, the head's just fine, so I can hold that with a wrench or grab it with like you said, the vice grips and wedge it into the tower or something so it can't move. But yeah, I'll see if I can split those nuts and get them off of there, and then I'll just go out and buy new bolts and replace them. So even though the bolts are probably okay, figured if I'm going to take them out, I might as well put in new. Over.
Yeah, they probably won't be okay. I wouldn't count on that. Why don't you call the plant in the morning and have them send them to you immediately? And even if it takes a few days to get them off one way or the other, you'll have them. Maybe I think Robert would be happy to send them up to you. Over.
Yeah, okay. I'll look up the phone number and give them a call in the morning, and I guess we'll see what they've got. And then I could replace them with the brand new ones, and that would be, that's one of those things that you don't want to keep going up and down the tower, and I'm getting old enough, I really feel it. I know my days of climbing towers are going to come to an end here sometime in the near future. Over.
Yeah, Roger. Phone number 559-432-8873. 559-432-8873.
Yeah, he said you're down in the noise, or something about down in the noise. He's almost gone.
No, I heard him. He said we were down in the noise. Daniel, are you copying? KE7UQL, you still here? Apparently not. He can usually hear me better in relay. That's a weird fade. We haven't had that kind of fade on that path for a long time. That's a big fade. Richard's running 1,500 watts, Frank. Over.
Oh, okay, Roger. Well, yeah, and there was times he almost went away. I heard almost everything. At times he was almost S5. Hey, listen, while we wait to see if it changes there, I want to tell you a quick little story about the replacement pump end. Over.
Okay. Richard, if it's come back up, stick on the frequency and we'll try one more time. If it's coming back up, stay on frequency, and I'll give you the phone number again in a minute. Go ahead, Frank.
Yeah, Roger. You're starting to come back up. Over.
Okay, phone number 559-432-8873. All good ham numbers. 559-432-8873.
Roger. Copy the phone number. Thank you.
Call Robert and tell him you need 2 new bolts for a 2-inch mast and a rotator, Orion, and tell him you talked to me, and have Robert put them in the mail and get them going immediately tomorrow morning. Over.
Roger. Thanks a lot. I'll give him a call. That would be helpful. Over.
Yeah, Roger. And 2 nuts, of course, nuts and bolts both. Thank you. I hope that works, Richard. And Frank's going to take a transmission and give me a little story about his water pump in his well. Go ahead, Frank.
Yeah, it's funny. I took a pause intentionally in case it had come up, and Richard answered, and I waited. I was just about to step down. I said, let's give him another second, and bam, there he come. And so that was good. Okay, so yeah, as you know, I actually replaced the pump on Saturday, I think it was. So on Monday morning, I go on the website, and it's just this little deal. You click on this link, and you fill out and confirm your address and all that, because you're already in there, because it's your account that shows that you have one already. And I expected shipping prices, and there had to be some kind of fee behind this, and it went all the way through it, and it's $0. And now I've got tracking information. It's in Fresno right now at the post office, and so will be delivered here sometime in the next 6 months by Corsco. No, absolute phenomenal service on replacing that pump end for my solar pump here. I'm very pleased with the setup. Was easy to use and just fantastic. No lies.
Okay. Good. You told me that story before. I just didn't know where it was in the shipment. But you said everything was free, and they jumped on it immediately and shipped it the same day you talked to them. So that was wonderful. All righty. You didn't need it now, but you never know, and they don't know either. So they're smart in getting it to you as quick as they can. Good enough, Frank. And I think we'll be able to move pretty quickly in the morning here. When you come down, because I think we've got at least worst case, we can use the recopied. We just moved it over and called it another name. And 40M2 Mini is perfect. It works fine, and it's got all the same numbers that we finally ended up with in the regular program. So I think we're good to go. Over.
Yeah, roger that. Well, if I'm not mistaken, that's what we were using originally, but maybe it was that. No, I was the Mini 40. That CUB one was the one we started with, I think. Okay, very good. I'll see you in the morning. And let's see, this is Wednesday. Yeah, I'll see you in the morning. And good night, everybody, from W6BBS.
Well, the other thing we did is we printed out the sheet, so you've got all the numbers right there in the front of you on a piece of paper from the printer. You type Z, then you type A, and then you type PRN, and that comes out right out away, right out the printer next to you there. So you've got a perfect copy of 40M2 Mini with all the right numbers. It works great. Over.
So what you're telling me is as soon as I walk in the door, I get a bunch of sheet from Michael Stahl first thing in the morning.
Yep.
Good night, sir. I'll see you tomorrow.
Okay. Aaron, good evening to you. If you're still listening, you must have all of them in bed now except the 8-year-old.
Nope, they're all in bed. And so the funny thing I was going to tell you about the Comet is I actually saw it naked eye driving home the other night because we were cutting through Madera County on Avenue 7 and it was dark, and I was pointed west and look up and I tell my wife, I'm like, I think that's a comet. I'm seeing it, it was dim, but it is completely possible if you get out into dark enough skies, you can see it naked eye, no problem.
Wonderful news. Yeah, wonderful. I think everybody can see it. I wouldn't be able to pick it out, but I'm sure anybody with good eyes can see it. And I'll try to we'll try to take a look for it tomorrow night with Judy, just as the sun is going down, just before the net starts at about, we're getting sundown close to 6, a little after 6 now, between 6 and 7. So somewhere in there we should be out on the front porch looking. All right. Thank you, Aaron, and good evening to you. Sorry about the problem with the preamp. I don't remember turning the preamp off. I normally leave it on the sequencer, particularly when I'm on the moon bounce array, and I was wondering why everything just didn't sound right. But it sure made a difference when I turned it on. It brought everybody right up to armchair copy practically. You probably heard the difference on the stream as well. All right. I guess, Rob, you've been very quiet, but I'm sure you've been listening there. Let's take a transmission, and I'm going to wrap it up here. I'll just listen out. I'm ready to go get my dinner, K6MYC.
Okay, Mike. I just wanted to say I got 41. And Ken and I, we were over at Carl Beckman's today. He welded on that tab that I manufactured for that bent one. We were able to bend the one arm right, but we couldn't bend it on the actual base, so I had to cut it off and make a new one. And I don't know where Ken was tonight. Anyway, KM6SR, I'll be clear.
Okay. Well, I'm glad you got that almost finished up and ready to go. You can spray that with cold galv. In this climate, you'll never have to send it out for galvanizer or anything. I just cold galv it and go with it.
Yep, that's my plans. I got to sand a little bit because when we were putting it under the press there, we had to use another bar under it because it was just bending the backside. One side has got a 2-inch or 1.5 thick square tube, and it wasn't giving at all, so it's putting all the pressure on the other end sticking out. So we managed to get her going. I ended up breaking Larry's press and ended up getting the snap ring fixed back up for him. Over.
Oh, good. Okay. You did this over at OWL's place?
Yeah, over at Larry's where I manufactured the piece of steel. He had a piece there, and I had to cut it out of a half-moon shape, but managed to get her going. So just got a cold galvet, and it'll be ready to go. Over. That's
very good. Now, how did you work with the radio that you got from Rich, and how did you get it to I'm talking about the radio that well, I got a mental blank on the name. You know who I'm talking about, the radio that Rich sold. Okay, how did you get it to him? Has he got it in his hands yet?
Yeah, the radio from Rick, KB6RQU, Bozo 61. Yeah, when I went down there last Thursday for a memorial down in Santa Clarita, I swung over to his place. I'd forgotten how far over it was. It takes you darn near an hour or more to get over to his place from 99 and another hour to get back. But anyway, I picked it up, and I took it to Marcus's that night, so I didn't have to be responsible for it. Over.
Oh, okay. You took it right over to Marcus. Marcus had already almost committed for it by that time. And did they agree on a reasonable price?
Yeah, they had talked and got it committed before I went over there. Actually, I guess when I was there is when they talked it over. So, yeah, it's a done deal. Over.
Okay, good deal. I'm happy for Rich that he got that out of his back and got some dollars for it. Maybe he can make use of those. I think those are dollars that are well needed. Much needed. All right, thanks, Rob. I just wanted to get a mental update on how it all worked out, and if the radio is now in Marcus's hands. Sounds good. 7-3, I'm out of here. Go get some dinner. We'll see you guys tomorrow night. K6MYC, Bozo Net.
Hey, Mike. I'm also got something kind of sick here. It seems like a congestion here, but it started way down in my throat, and I gargled with salt water, and it didn't do a darn thing to it. So it reminds me of when I had COVID from the Hamvention. So we'll see how things go tomorrow there. Over.
Yeah, did you take a COVID test?
No, the wife got some. I'm not sure where they are. I'm going to have to text her, and hopefully she can respond to me. I know you can't take it too early or it won't give you a result there. Over. Oh,
no, don't believe that. That's bullshit. You can take it right away. In fact, you can take it prophylactically all the time if you want. So let me know if you need some. I think we've got some at work, and we also have some at home here. Over.
All right, I'll see if I can find out where she's got them. You know, she's over in England right now. Over.
Now, Frank, where can you get those kits for COVID?
Okay, I don't know where you can get them, but what Rob's telling you is they have them there at the house. He just has to text his wife and find out where she put them in the house. But he has a test kit at home. Over.
I know that. Jesus. Rob's 40 over 9 here. I got that. But the point is the fact that he's got to text his wife. She's got to remember where they are. He's going to go look for them but not find them. I know the routine. He's not going to find them, and I thought he could pick them up at the drugstore tomorrow quickly. The more quickly you get it identified and get ivermectin in you, the better it's going to work, Rob. Over.
Yep, Roger on that. I think she'll be able to tell me where they are. I remember picking them up from the post office when they came in, so I know they're here. Over.
Okay, well, it's middle of the night over there now, so you won't get an answer for a few hours. But anyway, I've got ivermectin here if you want to run over and get some. Over.
Yeah, what's our difference between them over there? Is it 8 hours? My GPS clock went goofy and I had to reset it.
I think it's 7 hours until we get off of daylight saving, so it's 7 hours in England. Over.
Okay, I'll reset my clock. Thanks. I'll say 73 everyone. KM6SR going that way.
Good night, Rob.
Hey, Rob.
Yeah, go ahead, Aaron.
Yeah, I was just going to say about that Lake Isabella area. I have a location up there for work that's right below the dam. It is one of the most geographically isolated locations on my entire network. I hate having to drive up there. It takes forever because you got to go from here. You got to go all the way down to Bakersfield and then go up that canyon to get in there. And then your only options to get out are really, really twisty, windy roads, or you got to go back down the canyon to Bakersfield. It's terrible.
Yeah, roger on that. And they had two sections that they were one-lane traffic, so they were stopping us there, too. So, yeah, it was a pain in the rear. But it is a pretty narrow road there, too. I know my wife could not ride in the car with me on that one. Over.
Yep, I have been stopped multiple times on that road because there were accidents of people trying to pass, and people got into front-end collisions, and they have to shut the road for an hour to clean it up. It's I hate that road.
Yep, they got a lot of signage and quite a few turnouts. They always say slower traffic must turn out, but oh well, people are that way. We followed a Gardner guy most of the way out, going probably 45 miles an hour and even less. Over.
Hey, Aaron.
Yes.
I just wanted to make one comment to you. Good night to you, Rob, in passing, and Aaron. Dane, JNP, WB6 JNP, up here in Coarsegold, took some fantastic pictures of the comet with his phone and sent them over to my phone so I can take them down to Mike's and put them on his computer where he can see them. He got some really nice pictures of it standing in his backyard. Over.
Yeah, I know some of the guys in the astronomy club the other night were going up to the McKenzie helipad on 180 to go take a look at it. The problem we got right now is the full moon, but it'll start getting better over the next couple of nights as the moon starts coming up later. The moon will come up after the comet is already set. So, but yeah, I'm glad people are getting good pictures of it.
Yeah, based on what Dane was able to see from his location, was just down in a big hole compared to me. I should have a long time beautiful view. So Jen's already got binoculars out and everything, and sitting out on the couch so we don't forget tomorrow, and we're going to try to take a look at it. All right, good night, guys. W6BBS shutting her down.
Alrighty, yeah, you just got to wait until it gets dark, and then you got to look at it, and then it's going to be gone because it'll go down below the horizon. But yeah, as I said, I picked it out of the sky when I was driving in my car, so it's pretty visible, and you should be able to see it up there. Anyways, Rob, if you ever want some other recommendations on how to get in and out of that part of California, there are a couple other roads, but oh boy, are they twisty.
Yeah, Mike and I went down to the desert and picked up my pair of 6-meter M-squared antennas from a guy, and we came in the back way to go to Rick's place. So yeah, I know there's other ways, but it would have been a lot longer, so I just had to put up with it. Over.
Yeah, there's a road out of Wolford Heights that goes up over Alta Sierra, and that drops you into Delano. I've come home that way to avoid traffic in Bakersfield, and then when it's open, the other option is you can drive all the way up the Kern River and then cut up to the Great Western Divide, and you go through Ponderosa, and there's like a giant sequoia grove up there, and it ends up dropping you out on 190, and you end up on the backside of Springville. But oh boy, is 190 another twisty road. So there are other ways in and out of there. It's just none of them are good.
Yep, that's for sure. So I don't think I'll be going there very often there. Anyway, I'm going to go here. I'm not feeling so good. KM6SR 73s.
All righty, go get some rest. K6USY, Delta Mike 06.